Hello, Ironman Tulsa 2020 training athletes, hopefuls, wannabes, whatever you are. I think registration's still open up, so maybe you're on the fence and you just don't know. If you're watching this video, you're more than likely somebody I've spoken to before, one of my athletes, because you know about me. If not, welcome. I'm Ryan, setthepacetriathlon.com. What I want to go over is, at this point in time, we are at this time of this recording, February 19th of 2020. So we got March, April, May, so we got about 3.5 months to go. So if you're like me in Kansas City, training inside because the winter sucks, I don't ride when it's cold, I don't ride when it snows, I don't ride when it rains, I don't ride when it's dark. Call me a wimp, call me whatever you want, but I'm in my basement doing most of my work in the pain cave. Maybe I'll get out and run when it's a little bit chillier, but I don't run on snow and ice. I've got 3 kids, I work full time. I am self-employed and work from home, but I still work. So I don't have all the time in the world to go do whatever I need to and be inefficient with my time. So at this point in time, we need to be thinking about the workouts are getting a little bit longer. If you're doing one of my plans, you're looking at 2-3 hour rides, 50 miles, 60 miles, something like that. So it just kind of depends if you're an aggressive plan or you're a little bit laid back in the plan or whatever's going on. So it's a little bit different for everybody. Nobody's the same. But at this point in time, and I got a few notes here of what I'm looking for. So you're doing the longer workouts, you're doing longer rides, longer runs. So now's the opportunity to be working on a few different things. The first one is nutrition. Check out the Ironman course, Google Ironman Tulsa 2020, go to the website, look under athletes, and look under nutrition. I think they got base bars is listed, but they also probably got Quantum Energy Squares, I think is a new partner. Goo Octane, they've got Gatorade Endurance, they've got base salt on the course. And Ironman Distance, they got plenty of other things. They got chips, they got pretzels, they got Red Bull. They'll have flat Coke and all kinds of other stuff. But now's the time, if you want to use what's on the course, be training with what's on the course, or to be training with whatever you're going to be doing. I use UK Superstarch, I use Cliff Bars, I use other different brands, Picky Bars. So whatever you're using, now's the time to start incorporating your training and getting used to it, getting it dialed in. I say dialed in, you need to figuring out how much you're going to intake in an hour. Like I said, I've done several videos, and if you need me to send you those video links or anything like that, let me know and I'll just send them back to you. But they're on the YouTube channel or they're in the tutorial section in my membership side of my site. But talking about, how many calories an hour you need on the bike, how many on the run, how many can you actually digest on the run and on the bike. So now's the time to be working with, if I'm trying to get 300 to 400 calories an hour on the bike, you need to be working on that in your training rides inside. Because if you can't get your body to adjust to taking that in, especially if you're doing indoor trainer rides, road rides, whatever, take it with you if you can. But if you can't get your body to take all that in and digest it, then you'll be able to go back and readjust. And Training Peaks is a wonderful thing. You can go back and kind of look at the calorie estimates of how much is going in and going out. So you can kind of understand, my heart rate in this Zone 2 workout was an average of 130 beats a minute for the bike ride. So and I'm just making this up, I used 1,000 calories an hour. So if you're using 1,000 calories an hour and you're only taking in 200, there's going to be a point at which you're going to hit the wall. So if you can't take it in with Gatorade Endurance, you can't take it in with sports drinks, or UK Superstarch, or bars, or whatever else you're taking, now's the time to be working on that stuff. Personally, I'm a big fan of Pop-Tart Bites, so I take those down in the basement, my 2 to 3 hour workouts. Even if they're not that extreme, I'm taking it in. I'm trying to get my body used to having that kind of nutrition on board. So now's the time to be working on that. Work on nutrition, figure out what you're going to do, test out the products you want to use, and then start incorporating it on the longer workouts. Just on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, on your long ride, long run, whatever you're doing. Now's your opportunity to really kind of work on that. The next point I want to make is, so be proactive with nutrition and hydration. So now's the time, and for my athletes, I've had them put in their comments in their workouts, and I've been prompting them, and if you're one of my athletes and you're not doing this, please do this. Weigh yourself before, towel off, get all the sweat off. Same thing, you weighed yourself in, weigh yourself after. So you give me your before weight, your after weight, how much you drank during the workout. Try not to go to the bathroom during the workout. If you did, let me know. I gotta take that into account. So, and then what I keep track of is if it's a run, if it's a bike, because it's a little bit different for each. what the temperature was. So one of my athletes did a run and it was only 36 degrees outside. So it's a little bit tough, but it does give me good information because he lost, I think, 3.4 pounds. So that's pretty significant over a, let's see, I think a 2-hour run. So he lost 3.5 pounds. He took in 18 ounces of fluid. So we actually add that in because he would have lost more had he not drank that additional fluid. So we're figuring out, it's like this this is a run. So this first run of 2 hours, he was at 34 ounces an hour, which that's a lot. So over time, we keep keeping track of this, and now's the time to be doing it, especially in your long rides, your long runs, your zone 2 stuff, your easy work, maybe some of the tempo work that's maybe an hour. Anything less than an hour is kind of outside the statistical range that might be important enough. But if you need this information, if you're not one of my athletes, I don't keep track of this for you. Or if you're one of my athletes, start sending me this stuff. This is important stuff to know. So this hones you in on how much fluid you need per hour in addition to nutrition. So, just straight fluids, how much you need to replace, because off the bike you want to be 1 to 2% dehydrated or better. So you don't want to be worse. You want to come off 6 or 10% dehydrated because you didn't keep enough fluids on board. Especially, IRONMAN Tulsa is May 31st. Temperatures on race day, maybe it's 75 and 80% humidity. Maybe it's 60 degrees. And, your winter training kind of plays right into it. So you just need to be ready. And don't know what that was. Hopefully you're still with me. So you just need to be ready. So keep track. This is the point at which we're starting to get longer workouts. You need to keep track of this stuff. Start working nutrition. Start keeping track of hydration. If you need this information, or if you want me to track this information for an athlete, let me know. I can get that to you. Another one is heat acclimation. So Kansas City, the high today on February 19th is going to be 30 degrees. We've gotten down last week. I think there's a few days our high was 5 degrees. So it's a little bit hard to go outside and really get acclimated to heat. But like I said, I do most of my workouts indoors, but in my basement, and it's the coldest part of the house. So maybe on those cold days it's 55, 60 degrees in our basement. But what I am doing is I am introducing space heaters into our area. Luckily there's a few plug-ins downstairs to get this working. Just a total side note, electrical outlets, make sure you're pulling a lot of load with heaters. Make sure you've got the right setup to be able to do that. Run an extension cord from an upstairs plug-in down to the basement to not overload your circuits, all that fun stuff. Trust me, been there, done that. Flip the breakers, fun stuff. So I am pointing heaters at myself. I'm wearing regular shirts, regular shorts, just trying to stay a little bit warmer than I typically would. Kind of turn up the house heat to kind of keep it warm in the house while I'm doing workouts, because if I go outside, it's just going to be cold. So if I'm going to be inside, bike rides, runs, I've got the heaters going beside me, working up a little bit more sweat. So it's a little bit more opportunity if you can kind of gauge the temperature. If you have a thermometer sitting around, you can get the temperatures and you can weigh yourself before and after. So it'll give you a good idea, especially with the heaters involved. Maybe you get it up to 75 degrees or something like that in your little space you're working out. So this is a good opportunity. Longer workouts. Focus on hydration, keeping track of your losses so you can try to replace them. Nutrition, try to make sure that you can take in this stuff during your runs and rides. If you can't withstand it during your training, you're not going to withstand it on race day. It's not going to be a miracle and magical. So the longer workouts, that's what you need to be focusing on at this point. And making sure I've covered everything in my notes. Heat acclimation, nutrition, hydration. So that's going to be the keys that I recommend right now during our training in February. We're rolling into it. March and April are going to start getting bigger months and more opportunities, maybe be outside, get more accurate information, but do your research, do your homework, and be ready on race day. If you have any questions about that, if you need any additional help, as always, just reach out to me and I will help you out as much as I can. Good luck and happy training out there.